Hey boys and girls, it's Miss Lizzie. Miss you guys so much. I wish I could be at church with you guys. But today I'm going to read the story of the Tower of Babel. So I have this neat little storybook that I actually got. So we're going to start, alright? I'll show you the pictures after. Alright, let's see. It says, Noah and his family lived in the land, and his children had children. And those children had more children. And then those children had even more. Well, you get the picture. Until there were lots of people on the earth once more. Now, back then, everyone spoke exactly the same language. So you don't need to learn Swahili or Japanese or anything, because you could just say hello to anyone and they knew exactly what you meant. One day, everyone was talking and they came up with an idea. Let's build ourselves a beautiful city to live in. It can be our home, and we'll be safe forever and ever. Then they had another idea. And let's build a really tall tower to reach up to heaven. These are the pictures here. Ooh, we got one of these. Yes, they said. We'll say, look at us up here, and everyone will look at us, and we'll look down on them. And then we'll know we are something. Well, we'll be like God. We'll be famous and safe and happy, and everything will be all right. So they got to work. Brick by brick, the tower grew higher and higher until it soared above the city, touching the sky. They built stairs in the tower to climb to the top. It was like a giant staircase to heaven. Look, they cheered. We're the ones. We see what we can do with our very own hands. They were quite pleased with themselves. But God wasn't pleased with them. God could see what they were doing. They were trying to live without him, but God knew that wouldn't make them happy or safe or anything. If they kept on like this, they would only destroy themselves, and God loved them too much to let that happen, so he stopped their plans. See, look how tall that tower is, guys. That's huge. Look at that. It's touching the sky. One morning, they went to work as usual, but everything was different. Their words were all new and funny. You see, God had given each person a completely different language. Suddenly, no one understood what anyone else was saying. Someone would say, "How do you do?" And the other person thought they said, "How ugly are you?" It wasn't funny. You could be saying something nice like, "Such a lovely morning," and then get a punch in the nose because they thought you said, "Hush up, you're boring." You couldn't even say pardon to check to see if you'd heard right, because no one understood that word either. It wasn't easy to work together after that, as you can only imagine. People were always quarreling and fighting and getting in dreadful muddle and becoming grumpier and grumpier until at last they were all too cross to keep on building and just had to stop. So quarreling is just arguing back and forth, and that's not fun. Oh, pictures. See, look at there. He's hanging from a ladder. That's crazy. Let's find out what happens next. After that, people scattered all over the world, which is how we ended up with so many different languages to this day. You see, God knew however high they reached, however hard they tried, people could never get back to heaven by themselves. But they didn't need a staircase. They needed a rescuer. Because the way back to heaven wasn't a staircase. It was a person. People could never reach up to heaven, so heaven would have to come down to them. And one day, it would. See? Look there. So, So in the Tower of Babel, they all wanted to build a staircase up to heaven to show everybody how cool they are. And that's not what God wanted. God wanted them to work together, but not to build a staircase to heaven, because the only way to heaven is through one person. You know who that one person is? It's Jesus Christ. So if you guys will just pray with me, and we'll hope everybody has a great week, okay? All right. Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful day that you provided for us. Lord, I pray that you keep all of our families and children safe, Lord. Make sure they're having a fun time these weeks. Keep everybody safe from everything going around. And Lord, I just pray that you look up to them, or look at them and just bless them abundantly, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys. Have a good day.